Did you know there's a delicious and healthy way to feed your dog without relying solely on commercial dry food? This not only gives you greater control over your furry friend's health, but also creates a special bond as you prepare tasty, nutritious meals with your own hands. But before we dive into these exciting recipes, let me share a short story from my own experience about why carefully considering portion sizes is so important. And don't forget to stay tuned until the end of the video for crucial tips to keep your dog happy and healthy. Not long ago, my dog, a lovely little corgi, began showing signs of unexpected weight gain, even though I maintained his usual diet. After consulting my veterinarian, I discovered that each dog has very different nutritional needs, even when they are the same weight or age. For small dogs under 10 kilograms like my corgi, the ideal daily portion usually ranges from about 80 to 140 grams, divided into 2 to 3 meals to aid digestion and keep their energy levels balanced throughout the day. For medium-sized dogs between 10 and 25 kilograms, you should consider serving around 260 to 340 grams, ideally split into 2 meals per day. Meanwhile, larger dogs over 25 kilograms, such as golden retrievers or labradors, typically require between 270 and 410 grams daily to maintain optimal energy levels. An essential but often overlooked point I learned from my dog's story is that portion sizes should always be flexible, adjusted according to your dog's physical condition and actual activity level. If you notice your furry companion being more active one day, feel free to slightly increase the portion to replenish their energy. Conversely, on days with bad weather or when your dog is less active, you should gently reduce their food intake to prevent unwanted weight gain. In addition, I'd love to share a small personal experience about the role of essential nutrients such as omega-3 and vitamins in a dog's health. When I first added omega-3 to my corgi's diet through foods like salmon and boiled eggs, I quickly noticed a remarkable improvement in his coat, making it noticeably softer and shinier. My vet also explained that omega-3 isn't just beneficial for the coat. It also significantly supports brain and heart health. Vitamin-rich foods like pumpkin, carrots, or spinach have also helped keep my dog more active and noticeably healthier. Therefore, I always remind myself not to overlook these small nutritional details, as they make a much bigger difference than you might think. Now, you might be wondering, how can I know exactly if the portion size I'm giving my dog is sufficient and safe? In the next part, I'll show you clear, easy-to-spot signs and specific tips so you can confidently prepare delicious and nutritious meals for your beloved four-legged companion. Once you've clearly understood the appropriate portion sizes and essential nutrients needed to keep your dog healthy, how can you quickly recognize if your furry friend is having problems with the current diet? I'd love to share a personal experience that will help you visualize and relate better to your own beloved companion. A few months ago, I noticed my little corgi seemed unusually lethargic and would often get tired even after short walks. This puzzled me greatly because I always thought his diet was sufficiently nutritious and balanced. After consulting my veterinarian, I discovered the real issue lay in my choice of ingredients. Rather than sticking strictly to the same fixed menu, I decided to introduce different sources of high-quality protein, like beef and salmon, and began adding potatoes instead of just using the usual sweet potatoes. Within a short period, I saw a noticeable positive change. My dog became more energetic, playful, and his coat became visibly shinier. So, if you notice your dog showing signs of fatigue or sudden weight gain, consider making minor adjustments to some ingredients, such as substituting pumpkin for zucchini or green beans for peas. You'll be amazed at the positive difference these small changes can make. On the other hand, Highly active breeds such as Huskies or Border Collies naturally have much higher energy demands. A friend of mine once faced an issue with his Border Collie, who constantly seemed hungry and kept begging for more food despite already consuming a significant amount each day. The problem turned out to be the nutritional quality of the diet rather than the quantity itself. I suggested he add mackerel or salmon to the dog's daily meals to boost omega-3 and protein levels, providing better muscle and cognitive support. Indeed, after just a few weeks of this minor adjustment, his Border Collie became noticeably more active and no longer experienced constant hunger. This clearly illustrates how selecting the right nutrient-rich foods and being flexible with ingredients can greatly impact your dog's overall health and well-being. I'm sure you're excited to immediately try out these new recipes I've just mentioned, aren't you? So right now, I'm going to introduce you to one of my dog's all-time favorites, a delicious steamed fish recipe combined with nutritious quinoa and vegetables. This isn't just an ordinary meal. It's a wonderful way to express your love, care, and affection for your loyal companion who stands faithfully by your side every day. Let's jump right in. The first meal I want to share with you is a steamed fish recipe combined with quinoa, carrots, and broccoli. An omega-3 rich meal that not only supports your dog's overall health, but also significantly enhances the shine and softness of their coat while boosting heart health. Instead of regular fish fillets, I usually opt for salmon or mackerel to increase nutritional value and make the meal even more appealing to my dog. Simply steam the fish until soft, break it into small pieces, and mix well with around 25% cooked quinoa, 10% steamed carrots, and 10% broccoli, finely mashed or chopped. Finish by adding a bit of olive oil, about 5%, to enhance vitamin absorption. Every time I open the container of this special meal, my dog excitedly runs over, wagging his tail non-stop. It's truly one of the most rewarding moments of my day. Additionally, to diversify the menu and prevent boredom, you can try a delicious combination of turkey with potatoes, pumpkin, and spinach. Personally, I prefer using pumpkin instead of zucchini to provide more vitamin A for my dog, and substituting regular sweet potatoes with ordinary potatoes to add freshness and novelty to the meal. All you need to do is cook the turkey breast thoroughly and shred it, making up about 50% of the mixture. Mix it with 25% steamed mashed potatoes, 10% cooked and mashed pumpkin, 10% steamed finely chopped spinach, and finish with around 5% olive oil. Not only is this meal visually appealing, but it also significantly improves digestion and strengthens your dog's immune system due to its abundance of vitamins. I always feel joyful whenever I place this dish down in front of my dog, watching him happily savor every bite. Of course, sometimes you might want to do something extra special to express your affection for your beloved furry companion. A wonderful meal for such occasions is lamb combined with sweet potatoes, carrots, and green beans. I choose lamb because it's an excellent source of high-quality protein and is less likely to cause allergies, making it especially suitable for dogs with sensitive digestion. The recipe is very simple. Cook and shred the lamb, approximately 50% of the mixture. Combine it with 25% steamed mashed sweet potatoes, 10% cooked mashed carrots, and slightly adjust the vegetables by using green beans instead of peas, around 10%. Finally adding a small amount, about 5%, of nutritious coconut oil. Whenever I prepare this dish, my dog patiently sits near the kitchen with eager eyes, waiting excitedly. I always know that this meal not only satisfies his taste buds, but also strengthens the bond between me and my four-legged friend. However, before completely transitioning your dog to homemade meals, please pay close attention to this crucial point. The process of switching from commercial dry food to homemade meals must be done gradually and carefully to avoid digestive issues. Initially, I replaced about 25% of my dog's regular dry food with homemade food during the first week, then gradually increased the proportion each day. Throughout this transition, closely monitor your dog's reactions. One time, when I transitioned my dog's diet too quickly, he began showing mild discomfort and loose stools. Immediately, I contacted my veterinarian, who advised me to slow down the transition, adjust the food amounts, and slightly modify certain ingredients so his digestive system could adjust comfortably. Therefore, I highly recommend making this dietary transition slowly, observing your dog carefully, and promptly adjusting if you notice any unusual symptoms. Finally, I want you to understand that preparing your dog's meals by hand is not just about nutrition. It's also an excellent way to express love, care, and responsibility towards your loyal companion, who faithfully stays by your side every day. From my own experience, these homemade meals have helped me feel closer, more understanding, and more affectionate towards my dog. You will find your dog becoming healthier and more energetic, turning each mealtime into a meaningful bonding moment. If you've tried these recipes, I'd be very curious to hear how your dog reacted when tasting them. Please leave a comment below sharing your experience. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to join me in future exciting videos. See you soon!